Hello everyone and welcome to So Many Games for Little Time. My name is Joachim and today we'll be unboxing Onoda. Now you might have seen it already in the shorter versions, the clips of our podcast, that this is one of the games that I'm looking forward to playing. Well, here's the unboxing. So it's the first step into actually getting it played. So Onoda, the designer is Paco Gradai, the artist Javi de Castro, and I guess the digital artist is João Duarte Silva by Salt and Pepper Games. So the sides look like this. Onoda, I guess, so yeah. And this. And then this is the back. Okay. Relive the fascinating story of Hiroo Onoda, 3 decades of adventure and human resilience under adverse conditions. Revive la fascinante historia de Hiroo Onoda, and so on in Spanish. So, 1 player, 30 minutes, age 10 plus, and English and Spanish version included. All right, let's open this up. We also have special tiles, which we'll check later, and this little box, which we'll check later. So first, the main box. I expect there's no art in the inside. There's not. Okay. Here is the rule book. So 2 rule books, rule book and reglamento. So the reglamento can go to the side. So let's take a look at the English rule book. So I've got the fascinating story of Hiroo Onoda in a board game. So let me just quickly give that to you. It is the extraordinary life of Hiroo Onoda, the Japanese soldier who continued to fight on a remote Philippine island for almost 30 years after the end of World War II. The story of Onoda is a testament to unwavering loyalty, survival against all odds, and to the complex nature of reality and perception. Sent to Lubang Island, Philippines, in 1944, Onoda was ordered to sabotage enemy installations. However, what began as a military mission became a 3-decade-long odyssey when he refused to believe that the war had ended in 1945. So yeah, this is a very interesting board game. Just another historical note, objective of the game. So obviously, when I do a playthrough, I'll give you more information. Game preparation, key concepts, how to play, mission cards and actions, alarm check, paranoia test, move, raid, and repair. The art in this game is also really cool. Accomplished mission action, resolving event cards, reserve events, end of the round, end of the game, and final score. Frequently asked questions and historical variant. Gameplay example. So I can tell you, when he eventually realized that he was in the wrong, he did try to finish the rest of his life helping the communities there instead of raiding them and sabotaging them and so on. Okay, so first of all, we have a nice little baggie, screen printed. All right, looks nice. No mold or whatever, always nice. And we've got this little baggie. Now, in effect, you've got 2 games, because you've got the English and the Spanish version. You've got a Spanish rulebook, you've got the Spanish cards. Of course, some things you don't have, which I imagine will be the game board and the pieces, but in many cases you do have that. Let's take a look at these items first, and also open the rulebook so I can quickly check what I'm actually showing. I can. So these things are the object markers. Okay. These are the object markers. Wooden, very nice quality, seems like. And these are alarm tokens. The tokens are all wooden, so it's pretty nice quality. So alarm tokens. Then, of course, you've got the Onoda marker. Okay. Only printed on one side. Then we've got this marker, which is the mission marker. Then we've got these 4, which are the health marker, the paranoia marker, which is this one. Then we've got the honor marker, which is a Japanese one. And then this is the round marker. Okay, so all wooden and screen printed. These are the Spanish cards, so obviously I won't be doing much with them. Well, what I will be doing with them is most likely using them for other board game prototypes. This is English, this is Spanish as well. All right, so let's take a look at these cards. These are the mission cards. Okay, so I'm not even going to read it. I'm literally not reading it. I'm just looking at the art because I don't want to spoil myself. So I'm not looking at what the actual mission is. I'm just looking at the art, which is really cool. That's cool. All right. I think we're almost there. Yeah, and the back of the missions look like this. All right, those are the missions. Then we have this here. Is there an easy way to open this? It doesn't really look like it's. Oh, there's a lip here. Okay. All right, so there's a bunch of cards. So all these are event cards. So there's 52 event cards. This is the player aid. This is the Spanish version. This is the English version. All right. So once again, I'm just going to be looking at the art mostly. I'm not going to mention the events. Oh, the first one I'll say ants in the food. Very typical that you also have in Hong Kong, especially when you live on the top of a mountain like we do. So actually, I guess I can still read it. I just won't read the bottom. So ants in the food, Akatsu, Futamata School, Surrender of Fujita, Akatsu Desserts, A Cow Lasts a Year, Rot, Past Lives, Truck with Speakers, Poisonous Ants, Washing Clothes, Filipino Soldiers. I cannot imagine having to live in the wild for 30 years. Waraji, Toshio and Fukuji, Malaria, ugh. Reconnaissance Aircraft, Mahjong, okay. I guess he was playing solo then. Gas, Rice Thieves, Prisoner, Shimada Injured, Substitute Doctor, Death of Shimada, or Akashi Newspaper, Radio, Horse Racing, Kozuka Injured, French Concession, Tanejiro Onoda, Death of Kozuka, Giant Bees, Yukaya Tsuji, Tada and Chie, Noda Shoryu, Comrades and Rivals, Jackfruit, Woodcutters, Cold Wind, White Dagger, Poisonous Centipede, Fights, Kendo, Akatsu's Note, Blues and Tango, Coconut Milk, Toshio, Salt, Plantains, Chinese, Ginzaku Saonji, Batteries, and Antenna. Yeah. Okay. Next up is the punch board, or punch boards. So I got this one. Although I imagine that a bunch of stuff will be the upgrades of this. Okay. This bunch of stuff is already upgraded, actually. So this is the player board or rucksack, apparently. I guess the items that you've maybe start with or collect. There's two punch boards, and then there's the map. Okay, so this is the back, Onoda. And this is the front of the game board. Okay, Lubang, Tilik 500, Kyampu, Binakas, Lok, Ago. Okay, nice. All right, so let's take a look at this small box. It says Onoda Miniatures. So enhance your experience with these detailed miniatures, putting you in Onoda's shoes as you navigate the treacherous jungle terrain. All right, let's take a look. It's literally just a box with a bag and loose minis. Okay. Let's hope they're not in pieces. All right, so I guess you have all the stuff that I already showed. You've got the... Luckily, it's just a box. You've got the little treasure chest, the chest box. Oh, no, it's a first aid box. You've got this. And I guess you do have to put some stuff together. So this is the mission marker then, I imagine. This is Onoda himself. Got binoculars. Got a gun. So these are all the stuff he puts in his backpack, basically. Oh, yeah, and then you've got the suit. You have a stand. I don't know. I don't know which one. Ah, this has to be on there. So I guess it's like a scarecrow thing or whatever, I imagine. Yeah, I think it's what is it? Should be it's an objective marker as well. Okay, maybe it's some scarecrow or whatever. Or it is say it. Is it again? When you're making sure no one sees you. Camouflage. There we go. Maybe it's camouflage. All right, and then we have all this. Let's take a look. These are extras. So there's a bunch of cards in there as well. Yeah, so. So this is a mission card. It says, what if? So it's American invasion, Japanese invasion. So what if variant? These cards represent Hiroo's deepest fears and greatest hopes during his time in Lubang. He spent 30 years preparing to resist a full-scale American invasion and planning to assist the Imperial Army in retaking the island. So it says you can shuffle it back in. So these are, of course, 2 in Spanish with the card that goes along with it. And then old men who play with little cardboard chits. Pretty nice, especially how they're dressed. And then, of course, in Spanish. All right, so basically 3 cards, and then the variant and the VIS promo VIS. Yeah. These cards work exactly like any other mission card. You can shuffle them directly with the original 12 mission cards. The only peculiarity is that they contain in-jokes and Easter eggs directed at the listeners of Vis Ludica and Vis Belica, 2 podcasts hosted by friends of the publisher. If you find something weird in the text, it's probably a reference to those shows. This does not affect gameplay and may be easily ignored by any player who is not familiar with them. Okay. All right, nice. So we'll put that with here, and then here, I guess these are the ones that they're talking about, the Vis or the other stuff. For example, blanket and Netflix. Okay, cool. And then this is, of course, Spanish. All right. And then we've got the tokens. Okay, so these wooden pieces are actually for the board game Operation Barclay. Okay. So basically, this is the point where people can make fun of me because I had absolutely no idea that that was a separate board game. Because in the campaign is not, it just says for Operation Barclay. I guess I just figured it was a mission or something. Because you couldn't add Operation Barclay, to your pledge. That was not an option. You could just get the extras. So luckily, it does seem to be an interesting game that gets 7.0 on Board Game Geek. So there you go. So that's what that's for. Okay. And I feel like I should also say that these tokens, they were free. Okay. They didn't cost me anything. They were just added free. So yeah, I might check it out then, Operation Barclay. Or, I might just use them for something else. But anyway, really good quality. The game looks awesome. And I can't wait to give it a go still. And like I said, it's only 30 minutes. So it should be pretty swift, pretty nice. Onoda. I can't wait. Thank you very much for watching. Please do check the podcast and other videos if you like it. If you like everything we do here, press subscribe, like the bell, all the shenanigans and jazz. See you later. Bye-bye.